Hello, and welcome to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2, and I believe in touching lives in everything that I do. So we are actually live, so let's go in. So I wish कि ये गाना मैं आपके लिए पूरा बजा सकूं और बीच में काट रही हूं जबकि this is one of my most favorite songs, तू झूम, and ये कुछ गाने ऐसे होते हैं जो दिलों को छू जाते हैं और ये जो गाने हैं ये जो गाना है तू झूम which I played for you for literally maybe 30 seconds. It just uh, it just touches my soul. Or I'm very spiritual. I'm not um, spirituality or religious hone mein fark hai. They are two very different things. And spirituality and religion, you know, spirituality is something that Rumi talks about. It's spirituality is basically from the heart. It's your connection with your creator, and it's um, it's something which is connected to your soul. And I have always been a believer, a firm believer, that you don't need a certain surrounding. You don't need to be in a certain place. You don't need to be doing something for you to connect to your creator. It's just energy in the universe, whatever it is that you choose to call your creator, whether it's energy, it's Khuda, it's whatever you choose to call the creator. It is, I think, each and every individual human being in this इस कायनात में हर इंसान का एक अपना connection है to the energy or to the creator of the universe. And it's a connection of the hearts, it's a connection of the soul. And I feel कि ये connection जो है, this connection is something which is very spiritual. It's something very divine. It's something that takes you into an alternate universe. It's something extremely powerful. And I have always said this, that even when I'm driving my car, even when I'm just sitting, this profound connection to my creator, it's just something very profound. It's something that is between you and the divine energy. It will take you into a trance if you let it. So ये जब गाना है झूम जब मैं सुनती हूँ, तो I just feel that there's a very beautiful energy behind this song. And it takes me into a very different world. It takes me into a very high level of spirituality. It just makes me feel that I'm right there connecting with my creator. This is Saima Dillon. You're listening to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2. You're able to listen to me or any of the other RJs on jointhecaravan.com from anywhere in the world. You're able to join me on social media from anywhere in the world, and you're able to listen and connect in from anywhere. I will tell you that every individual is not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Dunya ki population is close to 8 billion, or 8 billion perhaps even plus. 8 billion ki population, it would be very egocentric of me to think that, oh, the whole world should like me. The whole world should agree with me. The whole world should be in sync with my thought process. And I do not think that way. I feel कि हर इंसान का एक अपना ट्राइब है, हर इंसान की एक अपनी reach है, and there are certain people who are going to resonate with you and certain people who are not going to resonate with you. So I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And if I'm not your cup of tea, that is perfectly fine. I understand and I accept that. But it's very simple to me. If you're here listening to my show, if you don't agree with me, hey, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to. All you have to do is just switch the channel and move on. Because I do understand that my thoughts are very progressive thoughts, and my way of thinking might not be something which might appeal to everyone, right? And I understand, and it's okay for you to change the channel at that point and just move on and find someone or some person to listen to that you resonate with. मैं नहीं हूं तो कोई बात नहीं. I hope, I wish you all the best, and I hope that you find whatever it is. But if you are listening to my channel, here's another thought. If you're listening to me, perhaps the universe brought you here for a certain reason. I feel कि लाइफ में हर चीज के पीछे कोई ना कोई वजह है. People meet for a certain reason. Connections happen for a certain reason. And I am a huge believer of, वो चाहे आप उसको दुआ कहें, आप उसको manifestation कहें, it's basically the same thing. Don't be afraid to explore different words, different perspectives. Be open, be mindful, be receptive to learning. What is it that you fear when something new, a new idea is there? Why do people fear that new idea? Fear is something that is used and engraved. It's something which is utilized to condition people in a certain way. But when you truly love someone, just like I feel that we are a creation of love, I don't dwell on fear. My focus is never fear. My focus is go, learn, explore. I don't believe in conditioning people with fear. I feel this life is amazing. I feel we are an amazing creation of our creators. I feel I'm exploring this universe, I'm learning. And it's going to be a lifetime journey. So I think it's okay. If you don't resonate with me, it's perfectly fine for you to move on. But perhaps the universe brought you here for a certain reason. And perhaps you might want to open and be receptive to learning. So I'll share something with you, something that, a message someone sent me. And they said that, and again, my intention is not मैं कोई अपनी बड़ाइयाँ नहीं कर रही होती, और ये शेयर करने के पीछे भी कोई बड़ाइयों की इंटेंशन नहीं है, बट इंटेंशन सिर्फ इतनी है कि जिस पॉइंट के ऊपर लाइफ के अंदर you are making a choice कि I choose for my life to change from this point onwards. जिस point के ऊपर you make that choice कि I'm ready to grow, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to become this creation of the universe who is wanting to explore and be free and be like a bird and, and discover things. So then, yes, a lot of things are going to happen in your life which are going to be drastic changes. And those drastic changes will shake your whole world upside down. हर चीज ऊपर नीचे. You know कैसे वो glass अगर आप कोक की बॉटल या पानी की बॉटल लेते हैं और आप उसको शेक करते हैं, and when you shake it and everything, there are bubbles and everything is in chaos, and that's what life is. Agar change is coming your way and you're wanting growth and you're wanting to change your, whatever situation that you're in, then life will jolt you, it will shake you, and it will stir you until you are ready to accept that change. Either you will accept it fast and you'll be like, okay, isme koi behtari hai, or you will stay in that space and you will let your external circumstances or your spouse or people in your life, you would let that toxic energy just eat you up alive and destroy you. And I feel that if you are surrounded by people who are abusing you, who are abusive, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, if people are abusive in your life, they're taking advantage of you, they are gaslighting you, they make you feel like you are nothing. And we are going to go and talk about the imposter syndrome after 1:30. Then you are the only one who can change your life. No one, आप जो भी इस वक्त मेरे शो को सुन रहा है, whatever situation that you are in, you're the only one who can change and get yourself out of that situation, because no one else can. You're the only one. Joe, you're the artist with a chisel, and you're the only one जो अपनी life की drawing को create कर सकता है और change कर सकते हैं. And there's no one who will know this better than me, because I've been working on creating my own story since 2016, when I fell flat on my face and life hit me so hard from every direction that I had to literally let go of everything that I was holding on to, including my children. And I had to first find and discover myself. Like they say, कि अगर plane में turbulence हो, तो सबसे पहले you have to put the oxygen mask yourself. First, you put the oxygen mask, and then only then you're going to be in a position to do something to help others around you. But first, you have to save yourself. First, you have to take care of yourself. और जिस point से मैंने अपनी life को change करना शुरू किया, उस point से I discovered that everything around me started to shift. So it's not an easy journey. मेरी खुद की journey has been, has been, I mean, 2016, so it's been a long time, right? So having said that, I come here to you and I talk about everything that I'm passionate about. I talk about everything that makes me happy. I talk about what's going on in my life. And, जो भी मेरी जिंदगी में चल रहा है. So, the world of real estate. So yesterday, I was listening to this girl. Her name is Veena Jetty, and she has $1 billion in commercial real estate in multifamily investment. She has $1 billion. Yes, it's with a B. I did not say million. She has $1 billion, and she's I think in her 30s, so she's a young girl. So, having said that, I'm learning from her, and she said that right now, the past decade has been a bull market in real estate. I mean, it's been a bull market, right? And there were so many opportunities, and there were so many options to make money. But right now, this current time that we are in, this bear market, this is where this bordering line of whether we are in recession or we are not in recession, this is the time that majority people become rich through real estate. This is the time. Yes, the interest rates are high, but nazariye ki baat hai. For the vast majority of people, Dallas-Fort Worth market is doing phenomenal. Dallas market is doing amazing. Dallas market इतनी strong चल रही है. And why is that? Because of the number of jobs, because of the amount of headquarters जो के are being relocated here to the Dallas area. So there are multiple reasons कि इतनी strong market हो रही है. इतने लोग, around 1,200 people moving to Dallas-Fort Worth on a monthly basis. 1,200 people. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of people who are relocating here. Whether you like it or you don't like it, or you don't like the growth or whatever it is, it does not matter. It does not matter. The thing is that this is what's happening in the world of real estate. There are homes, there's been a 20% decline already that has happened. There are homes which are selling 20% less than they were a few months ago. We are seeing the decline, the higher up the number, the bigger the decline. So when you are at the 300 price point, 20% decline means that it's around 280 now. Somewhere, like that. So actually, let me rephrase that, because those price range के अंदर that's what we are seeing. कि अगर कोई घर 300,000 का था तो we might see it for 290. अगर कोई 350 का था तो we will see it for around 330. So that's not exactly 20%, but 20% means कि it is something that averages out, because they are the $1 million homes, which अगर कोई घर 1.5 ka hai, so you might see it selling for 1.3 right now. So it just depends. But here's what's keeping the market extremely stable. What's keeping the market stable is the fact that there's not a whole lot of inventory. And when there's not a lot of inventory, that's balancing out what's going on in the market, because inventory ki major shortage hai. So it's controlling demand and supply. And that's what's keeping the market stabilized as well. So having said that, this right here, this is a window of opportunity. If you are an investor, this is a window of opportunity right here. So there is this event, this home. It's 20 acres. It's 25 acres of land. It is in Aubrey. 25 acres of land. Around 15 acres are in floodplain. 10 acres are outside of the floodplain. There's a 5,000 square feet ka house, and there's a 5,000 square feet ka event center. If you are interested, I even have someone who's willing to be a partner, who's willing to operate this place. If you know anyone who's interested in this opportunity, it is around 3 million. People don't understand what is going on in the Dallas market. So when people are not educated about what's actually happening in the market, they will go around shoving their and pushing their opinion, which is unsubstantiated, because they really don't know what's going on in the market. And वो अपनी uneducated experiences, they will go around throwing those कि oh ऐसे नहीं हो सकता, वैसे नहीं हो सकता. Talk to people who are actually in the market and they're working in the market and they're working with land development. They're working and they're actually seeing what's going on in the market. And then you will understand how strong the market is going. Yes, there's a slowdown. Yes, because sellers are sitting on their low interest rates and they are just staying in their houses because interest rates itne बढ़ गए हैं, and we are expecting another, फिर से increase आएगा. But this is the time for you to buy, and then you refinance when when the market when interest rates go down. Because ekdam se, just point your interest rates are going to start going down, there's going to be a frenzy in the market. There's an abundance of people who are sitting out there wanting to buy, and they're just sitting and waiting because they are not buying because interest rates high. But just point your interest rates are going to go down, there's going to be a frenzy like before in the market, and prices are going to appreciate because it's the basic economics, demand and supply. There are homes which are 280, 300,000 in places like Princeton, Aubrey, Anna, 330, 350. If you're looking to buy, I think every individual needs to be a real estate investor. Every individual. Be a real estate investor, depending on the level of risk. Chahe you go into residential, chahe you go into commercial. Every individual needs to be a real estate investor. It's absolutely important. We have not come into this world to work like a dog. And I'm not even sure what that expression really means now that I think about it, because it doesn't necessarily mean that, dogs work. I think humans, jitna humans kaam karte hain, maybe, certain, donkeys in our countries. But anyways, I don't mean to digress, but humans work so much, endlessly, 40, 60, 80, 90 hours a week. You've not come into this world to just work. You're coming to this world, there's more meaning to life, to live your life. And your work is supposed to give you the tools that you need to create something and to distribute what you create. And what you create is something that's supposed to benefit everyone around you. So we've come into this world to live a life, not just work. So what are the tools that you can use that will help you create even a small level of generational wealth? Create something that builds and that gives you passive income. Every person needs to be a real estate investor. You need to have 5 properties which get paid off. As soon as you start investing, 10 to 15 years time should be the goal, and you should have 5 properties paid off. So you are generating around $15,000 in passive income. When you are generating $15,000 in passive income, I was just telling a client of mine who live overseas and who are back in the US for a few years and they want to retire overseas. And I was telling them that once you have these properties which are generating you around 15 grand in passive income, you can retire anywhere in the world you want. If you're 50 years old right now and you start investing, you're making good money, and you invest, put down 20%, and you go from one property to the next, to the next, to the next, and help your children build. So you build something like that, and you create something that can last generations, because it will stay there. It will be something that your kids benefit from. It's something you leave behind to your children. It's your legacy. It should be, that should be your purpose and your goal. That should be what you're leaving behind for your children. Your assets should be diversified. Where would you find anything, any investment that you make? How can anything be more secure and stronger than real estate? Real estate is something you put down. एक घर अगर 4 लाख का है, and you are putting down for an investment property 20%, which is 4 लाख के अंदर it's $80,000. Where would you find something जिसके अंदर आप 80,000 डालते हो, and over the next, 10, 12, 15 years, the property pays itself off, and in next 10, 12, 15 years, instead of 400,000, it's now almost 700,000, and you're generating, your rental income keeps increasing. Where would you find something like that? Real estate, long term. It's not a short term game. Real estate is always a long term game. And the thing is, something I was telling my clients, renters ka issue hoga, ye issue hoga, tenants will stop paying, different things are going to happen. But you know what? Just like you go out there and W2 ka kaam karte ho, just like you go out and you are solving problems and as an entrepreneur, when you get into real estate investment, that's basically another business. Yes, things happen, things are going to go wrong, but I think that's just life. Life में चीजें होती हैं, life में things go wrong, but what do? You get up, you become a problem solver, and you get up and you keep trying to solve problems and you keep going. And that's what it's all about. Entrepreneurship is about continuous problem solving. What is life about? Life is all about problem solving. But the one thing that I will tell you is, if you become a real estate investor or an entrepreneur, then it's a game. It's a game, and you treat it as a game. Just like a game of chess, when you sit there and you try to take steps and you try to solve, you try to figure out and solve, and you try to figure out your next move, and that's exactly what life is. Things happen, things go wrong, and what is that? Perhaps those things that go wrong or the things that happen, they happen in life maybe just to shake you up, just to change your direction. It's just like that expression, okay, you're sitting there and you're, ये एक joke है, कि you're sitting there and you are praying, okay, oh, I want to win the lottery. And then the question is, you're praying for the lottery, but do you even buy the lottery ticket? And if you buy the lottery ticket, do you actually check the numbers on your lottery ticket to see if you might have won? So a lot of people are praying for a lottery, but they don't even buy the lottery ticket. So that's what it is. I mean, you have to be ready. If you get into building real estate wealth, you have to become this person who is a problem solver and who's trying to figure things out and who's trying to find solutions to problems, solution to things which go wrong. And that's what this is all about. It's about problem solving. And that's what life is. But you don't internalize everything that happens. You don't internalize when things go wrong. You figure out a way to do it. You figure out a way to make it happen. And that's entrepreneurship for you. So 11 seconds, we go back into the show. Welcome back. You're listening to Saima Dillon, Heart to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2, VIP at saimadillon.com, VIP Victor India Papa at saimadillon.com, SAIMADHILLON, so VIP at saimadillon.com. So we're going to go in and talk about the imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is basically, it's a pattern of thinking that makes us doubt our accomplishments and makes us fear of being exposed as a fraud. Because you're thinking that everything that is happening around you, that all the good happens to other people, and that you're not good enough. The definition of imposter syndrome is imposter syndrome is that uncomfortable feeling you experience when you think you are unqualified and incompetent. You might look around and assume everyone knows what they are doing except you. And if you achieve something good, you will chalk your accomplishments up that it was just good luck. When that is not true. So there are two kinds of things, right? Do you think that everything is destined, or do you believe that you create your own destiny? So the question is, which one are you? I believe that we create our own destiny. And if there are things in our life that we don't like, then we are not trees, which cannot be uprooted and removed and and put back. दोबारा उसको किसी और जगह पे आप नहीं लगा सकते. But as human beings, we are not like trees कि हमारी चारों तरफ roots फैली हुई हैं तो हम उसको उखेड़ नहीं सकते. हम उन रूट्स को उखेड़ सकते हैं, हम अपनी जिंदगी को तब्दील कर सकते हैं, हम अपनी लाइफ को चेंज कर सकते हैं. VIP@simondillon.com. That's where you're able to, if you're looking for anyone, if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, I would be so grateful for your real estate referral. 972-244-3106. 972-244-3106. This number is not for trolls. If you're trolling out there and you have nothing better to do and you think that it's okay for you to invade my space and use the number for trolling, this number is not for trolling. Because, if you abuse the fact that I'm putting a number out there, there's a purpose for it. And if you abuse that, you simply get, blocked and reported for spam. So be respectful of other people's boundaries and other people's space. Be respectful, because this universe works, it's a balance of energies. It's a balance of everything that you do. Life works in a balance. Whatever it is that you put out there is what's going to come back to you. Whatever it is that you put out in the universe, it's going to come back to you. When I started my show, I said that I might not be everyone's cup of tea. And I might not be everyone's cup of tea. And that's okay. If I'm not your cup of tea, change the channel and move on. Why is it so important that everyone should agree with your perspective or XYZ? Why is it so important कि हर कोई हर चीज़ आप ही के नज़रिए से देखे? And अगर आपको लोग नज़र आ रहे हो जो आपके नज़रिए से नहीं देख रहे हो, तो then that's a problem for you. And then that is where you feel that it's okay for you to be a troll. It's not okay. Look at yourself. If you sit out there and you're trolling and you're out there on social media fighting with people, and you think that it's your right or it's okay for you to do so, maybe that's time for self-reflection. Maybe that right there is an indication for you to look within yourself and see what is amiss, what is missing in your life, what is that void in your own life. आपकी खुद की जिंदगी में वो क्या चीज़ की कमी है जिसके बेसिस के ऊपर आप you feel the need to go out there and be fighting with the universe, with fighting with other useless people. What makes you any better than those people who are out there, जो इंटरनेट के ऊपर हर वक्त लड़ाई कर रहे होते हैं? I think that's the reason right there for self reflection and for you to put your time towards better use. So, coming back to investor syndrome, and by the way, 972-244-3106, VIP at simadillon.com, SAIMADHILLON.com, VIP at simadillon.com. Follow me. You'll find me on Radio Caravan's Facebook page. Follow me on Saima Dillon, my business page. Follow me on Saima Malik Dillon, which is my personal page. Follow me on Instagram. उसके ऊपर सिर्फ मैं short clips डालती हूँ. Follow me on LinkedIn or YouTube. It's under Saima Malik Dillon. Follow me. If I'm just so humbled and I'm just so grateful. जब मैंने अपना podcast शुरू किया था, जब मैंने अपना I do have a women empowerment group on Facebook. It's called Women of Noor. It goes with one WON. It's a women empowerment group, and it's all about empowering other people. Again, I might not be your cup of tea, and hey, I'm perfectly fine with that. So, one, join me, women. Send your request. I'll add you on. The second thing you're able to do is just follow me on social media, and you're able to watch the live stream when I'm live streaming the shows. I recently started. Tuesday ko was the first show, my first podcast after like taking a break for a year. I launched a new podcast. It is called Building Wealth. It's on YouTube. If you go to Saima Malik Dillon, you're going to find it under live, because it is a live stream. When I'm bringing guests on, and I'm bringing these guests who are multi-millionaires, billionaires, I'm bringing these guests on for them to share their story and for them to show you how you yourself can get involved and become a real estate investor. Become a real estate investor. Real estate investment is something that builds with time. It is something where you're able to put a minimum down. And if you have the flexibility to live anywhere, come on, let's go buy that house, live in the house yourself, put down 3.5%, live in that house yourself for 1 year, and then put a tenant in the property and move on to the next one. And then do this and build homes, build investment properties with minimum down payment. Do that, build real estate wealth. So coming back to the investor syndrome. Investor syndrome is basically, there are, like I said earlier, there are 5 kinds of investor syndrome. Okay, someone is calling and I'm going to try to take this call. Radio Caravan, this is Saima. You're live on air. Sure. Absolutely. How about I do it right now real quick? And I do appreciate it. You're most welcome. Thank you for your call. Bye. So he was talking about, as an investor, जब आप घर लेने के लिए जाते हैं, तो all the builders, and there are some few builders, they are actually in Princeton, and they are selling to investors. So just in case, that is the location you're looking for. And even randomly, some, like recently, I was Pulte Homes sent me a message. This happens because of our relationships with sales agents. I had sent, they knew that I have investors looking, and they sent me a message, and this is one of the big builders, and this was in Anna, I believe, and they sent me a message and they said, okay, this house is there. um, Investors, we are looking for, it's open to investors, and they were willing to sell that one house to an investor. But that's Pulte Homes, so they're a big company. But there are private smaller investors. Plus, there is another big builder who does sell to investors. Now, here's the key thing, which I will share with you, especially based on the call that came through. That in अगर आप as an investor जाते हैं, तो the builder might not give you all the perks that they are offering to a regular home buyer. But the thing is, you have to keep long term in mind. Everything is an exchange of energies. Everything. If you want to if you want to just be an ordinary person out there investing, hey, that is perfectly fine, right? Most people are ordinary people, and that's perfectly fine. But if you want to do something different, if you want to be head towards being extraordinary, if you want to head towards doing something which is a little bit different than what the masses are doing, then everything is an exchange of energy. You have to take a deep breath and you have to think broad. You can't you can't think 5, 10, 20, 30,000. You have to think bring big, because this is a long term game. You have to think, okay, fine, अगर builder मुझे 5,000 नहीं देता है या 10,000 नहीं देता है, okay, अगर मैं एज अ फर्स्ट टाइम, अगर मैं एज अ प्राइमरी रेजिडेंस के लिए जाऊं, so I would get these $20,000 worth of perks, which I don't get as an investor, because as an investment property, you do have to put down 20%. You have to put down probably around 20 to 25%, depending on kidhar se aapki financing ho rahi hai, your relationship with financing institutions. But 15 to 20% down अगर आप एज ए इन्वेस्टर जाते हैं. सो यस, द गेम इज डिफरेंट. अगर आप एज फॉर प्राइमरी रेजिडेंस लेके जाते हैं, तो a lot of big builders will not give you, first of all, they will not sell to investors. But again, we do have builders who do sell to investors. There are certain homes that I was literally in yesterday in Princeton, and which the builder uh, is ready to sell to investor. There is a builder in Anna, there's a builder in Salina who will sell to investors. The thing is, then yes, you have to be ready to buy what is being sold. And again, some big builders right there as well. So the game is a bit different. But agar aapka mindset hai and you are ready to get into real estate and become a real estate investor, let go of the imposter syndrome. So, 5 things about the imposter syndrome. Okay. Imposter syndrome, 5 things. Perfectionist. If you're a perfectionist, if you feel you're a superhuman, natural genius, soloist, and expert. While the types appear differently in different places, right? There are different words sometimes which are used to describe these different aspects of an imposter syndrome. Bottom line is, it makes you feel fraudulent about your achievement. And pretty much everyone has an imposter syndrome. In all honesty, just to give an example, and this is just speaking because I come here and I'm very, very open and transparent about literally my own life. और मैं हर चीज अपने ऊपर लेती हूँ. So imposter syndrome causes thoughts such as, I feel like a fake, I cannot fail. While imposter syndrome can be like a sand trap for our ego, it is something that can be conquered. A therapist can help you build your confidence and self esteem. I am the biggest proponent. I'm the biggest person. I'm that person who will always encourage you. I think every human being in this world, we all carry trauma of different levels. There's Everyone has some level of PTSD within us from different experiences. And it's okay. I mean, it is so crazy, as you also know that I do digress, but I think it's the movies in our culture जिसके अंदर मेंटल हेल्थ को जब दिखाते हैं, I mean, इतनी stupidity के साथ they show mental health connected to a mental institute, and that is just so wrong. Mental health issues, I feel, are even more important than physical health issues. Because अगर आपको कैंसर होता है तो इट्स ईटिंग यू अप इंटरनली, बट अगर आपको डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी, अगर आप बाइपोलर हैं, जब आपको ये सब चीज़ें हो रही होती हैं तो ये सब चीज़ें दूसरों को नज़र नहीं आ रही होती, एंड पीपल स्टार्ट थिंकिंग कि ओह ये तो हर वक्त रोती रहती है, या ये तो हर वक्त ओवर रिएक्ट कर रही होती है, इसको तो एंगर इश्यूज हैं, इसको ये है. बट it's all coming from trauma. It's all coming from whatever it is that you have grown up with and from your surrounding. So I think every individual needs mental health help. Going to a therapist, I feel there's just absolutely nothing wrong with going there. And going to someone asked me recently, and I told that person, he was like, okay, so this is what this person asked me, and we are in the last 8 minutes of our show. She said that, this person who used to be a friend of mine, and हमारी whatever reasons के ऊपर हमारी दोस्ती खत्म हो गई, and now she just keeps going around saying things to everyone, and it's just bothering me so much. And I told her that maybe that person loves you and just wants you back. B, maybe that person is not even talking about you. 80% of the time when you are thinking and you're making assumptions कि सामने वाला मुझे कुछ बोल रहा है, वो सामने वाला हो सकता है आपको कुछ बोल भी नहीं रहा हो. वो सामने वाला हो सकता है अपनी दुनिया में अपनी चीजों की बातें कर रहा हो, जिन चीजों से आपको शायद तकलीफ पहुंच रही है. So it might not even be about you. And I told her, please, you will thank me. And she was like, no, I don't need therapy. I was like, there's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with going to a therapist. A therapist helps you overcome. A therapist is that non-judgmental people. You might have a ton of friends that you can open your heart to and share things with you, but it is not the same. When you go to a therapist helps you sort out your feelings and your emotions without judging you. And sometimes you have to go through 5, 6, 7 therapists to find the right therapist. So mentally be ready that there are bad therapists out there too, who might make things worse for you because they are just crappy people. And they are not the right fit to be a therapist. You have to be an empath. You have to be empathetic in order for you to be a therapist. So you are kind to your client, because everyone needs some kindness in their life. Things like common characteristics of imposter syndrome: self-doubt, sabotaging your own success, undervaluing contributions, low self-esteem, fear of failure, overworking, not accepting recognition for achievements, comparing yourself to others. Imposter syndrome is where, so I've been doing my podcast for over 3 years, and the radio show I've been doing for over 2 years. I've been, I like to think that I'm a visionary, and I like to always think outside the box. And although I've been in real estate for almost 19 years, this point maybe I'm a permanent student of life, and I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm evolving. I'm learning about syndications. I'm learning about multifamily. I'm learning about creating, um, you know, something dynamic for myself. And I have people who message me, and I'm creating something. I've people who message me because they want to be a part of it. And I'm like, okay, great, awesome. You know what? Let's do it. And as I grow, hey, that's what my podcast is about, building wealth. I'm bringing in these different people that I am learning from, and I'm airing it live. So anyone who's interested in building wealth can learn from it and can grow with me. As I learn, I will share everything that I'm learning with whoever follows me, and I will share everything, and we all grow together. ये दुनिया इतनी बड़ी है, लोग समझते हैं कि ओ वी हैव फाउंड द सीक्रेट सॉस और हम किसी से भी शेयर नहीं करें. But you know what? That is the worst thing that you do. You, this life is all about synergizing energies. अपने आप को इतना बड़ा आपका दिल और दिमाग रखो कि सामने वाले को जो उसका हक है उसको वो दो, और जो आपके लिए आएगा वो आपके लिए आएगा. बिकॉज जब आप हर वक्त बैठ के ये सोच रहे होते हो कि अच्छा इसके अंदर ये इंसान है तो मैं इससे क्या ले सकता हूँ, उसमें वो इंसान है मैं उससे क्या ले सकता हूँ, व्हाट कैन आई टेक फ्रॉम अदर पीपल, यू हैव टू लेट गो ऑफ दैट माइंडसेट कि व्हाट इज इन इट फॉर मी. You have to let go of that mindset. When you become that person who is ready to give, the universe is going to send it back to you. It will ricochet back to you tenfold. Because that everything has to be an equal exchange. And when it's an equal exchange, you are just going to go above and beyond your own expectations because um, you know, when you keep your hands closed and clenched, then nothing will come in. But when you open your palms and spread them out, then you're opening all your channels and your vibrations to let all the goodness in the universe flow back to you. It has to be an equal exchange of energies. If you want to watch the first podcast, which is it is on YouTube under Saima Malik Dillon, it's called Building Wealth. If you want to watch that, it is on YouTube on my page, Saima Malik Dillon, under life. It's called Building Wealth. I just did the first show with this really amazing person who holds just $100 million in real estate in Puerto Rico, and I just had met with him a couple of weeks back when I was in Puerto Rico, and I brought him on, and it was an amazing show. Next week, I have someone, Joseph James, who's going to be coming on the show, and he is an abundance of knowledge in multifamily. Tuesdays, 1 p.m., I stream live on my own channels, not on the radio, on my own personal social media pages, Saima Malik Dillon, Saima Dillon. Um, if you want to watch it, I'm doing it because I'm bringing in these people to change my life. And anyone who wants to join me and be a part of my tribe and be a part of my journey, hey, hop on and we'll do it together. You're listening to Heart with Saima, and I come here every Thursday. You are able to email me at vip@saimadillon.com. So VIP Victor India Papa at Saima, Saima Dillon, DHILLON.com. You're able to go on to Radio Caravan's Facebook page and you will see my live stream over there, and you're able to follow me. 972-244-3106. 972-244-3106. You can DM me on social media. The number, I do not give it out so the trolls can message me, but I look forward. Hello.
A lot of energy. It's a radiating all over.
Yes, it is. Okay.
That's a first podcast. That's awesome.
Yes, I actually had my podcast, but